First thing we do is the chicken stock. We add the chicken into the water, also the mirepoix, and we bring it to a boil. After that, we made the ramen paste, which includes the miso paste and the soybean paste, and all the other ingredients. After that, we are ready to make the soup. We just saute the green onions and the ginger and then add the ramen paste. After that, we add the milk to make it creamier. And the chicken broth is now ready, so we add it into the ramen soup. After that, we start to clean the squid, the shrimp, and the mussels. And then we boil the squid and the mussels. After that, we saute the shrimp with lemon. We boil the ramen noodles and strain it. After frying the tofu, we cut it to make the toppings. And now we are ready to plate it. And for the appetizer, we have the stir-fried zucchini. And for the dessert, we have the Korean poached pears. So I just peel the pears first, and then I add the 2 cups of sugar and 3 cups of water, and add some lemon juice and a slice of lemon into it. I also add vanilla essence into the mixture, and then I let it dissolve the sugar first before I put the pears. After 30 minutes, the pears are now ready. After I poach the peach, I set aside it and proceed in making the cream sauce. So I simmer the milk. After simmering the milk, I add it into the egg yolk mixture with sugar. And then bring it back into the heat to make it creamy. After making the cream sauce, I proceed in making the chocolate sauce. So I just heat the milk and then add the 1 cup of chocolate chips and then let it dissolves in milk. And after that, I also make the caramelized sugar for plating. And here's how I plate the dessert.
Annyeonghaseyo! For today's menu, we have appetizer, main course, and the dessert. And for appetizer, we have stir-fried zucchini. And for the main dish, we have creamy seafood Korean ramen with fried tofu and nori.
And for the dessert, we have Korean poached pears or peras with custard sauce and chocolate sauce topped with caramelized sugar, peanuts, and chocolate chips.
So for the stir-fried zucchini, it is very it is an easy appetizer. So I just stir-fry the zucchini in the garlic, and I just season it with the chili powder, and then I add some sesame oil for umami flavor, and also sesame seeds to add some textures and also to add flavors. And for the creamy seafood Korean ramen, usually ramen, when we say ramen, we just thought of an instant ramen, diba? We usually purchase instant ramen from the market, but ramen is usually it's a long process. Usually the stock are made it is made from a 3 days boiled stock, and then usually they roast the bones of the meat, and then they deglaze, and then they boil it for about 3 days. So what I made is I made my stock from the scratch. So I made chicken stock with mirepoix, and then I just boiled it for 1 hour, and then that is the base of my Korean soup. And then I just combine soybean paste, oyster sauce, light soy sauce, miso paste, and then the gochujang. And then I saute spring onions with ginger, and then I add the paste that I made, and then I add the chicken stock. So I just season it with salt and pepper, and then I add cream to make it more creamier. And then I made it into seafood because I want to bring some saltiness which to the soup that is really quite spicy and had a bit of strong flavor. So for the toppings, I have the bok choy, lunch bok choy. I also have shiitake mushroom. I have boiled squid. I have sauteed shrimp and butter. I have boiled mussels, and then I top it with nori or seaweed. And then I also have here spring onions to sprinkle and an edible flower.
And for our dessert, which is Korean poached pears, I cook it instead of red wine. I cook it with water and sugar, and then lemon zest, and a vanilla syrup. And I just bring it to a boil, then put the pears on it, and then I made the custard sauce, which is the egg yolk, sugar, and then the milk, which I simmer and then add to the egg yolk mixture. And then after that, I bring it to a boil. And then I made the chocolate sauce, which is the chocolate chips, and then milk with vanilla syrup as well. And instead of putting almonds, I put chocolate chips and nuts, and top it with caramelized sugar, just sugar and water. And then aside from the red wine sauce, for the base, I put it of custard sauce with chocolate sauce. That's it.
So for the taste of the zucchini, as I tasted earlier, it has an earthy and nutty flavor from the sesame oil, and it is really a light dish. It is really an appetizer dish. And for the creamy Korean seafood ramen soup, it is full of flavors. It was a strong flavor from the soup and a bit of salty from the seafood, and it really complements with the nori. And nori also add some crunchiness. And then the greens here that I have is bok choy. It is actually a bok choy in Korean, but in Philippines it is kansai. Also add crunchiness and a bit of earthy flavor.
And for the dessert, I tasted earlier also. The poached pears is sweet. It has the taste of the pears and the taste of the boiled water plus sugar really complements each other. Plus, it has the creamy custard sauce. It really complements it as well because it tastes not just that strong sweetness. And for the chocolate sauce, it's not really sweet. Since it is a dark chocolate, so it really complements with the poached pears.
So overall, our dishes are complementing with each other. We have light taste, we have the strong one, and we have the balanced one from dessert. So that is all for today for our Korean dishes. I am Deleon-Delacruz.
And I am Marilyn De Leon.
Goodbye.
Thank you.